In the midst of the COVID-19 global pandemic, China's unruly behavior has come in spotlight. From withholding critical information from the world on the spread of COVID-19 to ethnical cleansing of minorities in China, and now flexing military muscle to bully neighboring countries by creating border disputes, it's been some time that the world has ignored this unruly behavior of China. But now the time has come to take China head on and bring them to the negotiation table by blocking the strategically important Malacca Strait, depriving China of the vital energy resources. Before we dive into why the strait is so important, let's find out its location. The Strait of Malacca is a narrow 890-kilometer stretch of water between the Malay Peninsula and the Indonesian island of Sumatra. It is the main shipping channel between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, making it one of the most important shipping lanes in the world. The strait is bounded on either sides by the countries of Singapore and Malaysia. Just to get an idea of the scale of oil transiting through the strait, here are some quick facts. The strait is responsible for more than 60% of the world's petroleum exports. Out of the total 148 million barrels of oil produced per day in 2019, approximately 88 million barrels passed through the Strait of Malacca. Out of this 88 million barrels of oil, an overwhelming 80% went to China. According to an estimate, China's shipping costs could increase by more than $64 million if the Strait of Malacca is closed even for a week. Furthermore, any alternative route could cost Beijing anywhere between $84 to $220 billion a year. If India were to control it, then China will lose access to a vital artery for global trade and its major energy route will get choked. India's natural position in the Indian Ocean, with basing capabilities in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands at the mouth of the strait, would allow its navy to cut it off in the event of a crisis or war with China. Keeping in mind the recent flare-up between India and China, Larry Bond, a renowned naval author and creator of the Harpoon war game series, says that if India wanted to block trade with China, all it has to do is park its ships at the mouth of the Malacca Strait. The narrow waterway also makes the perfect choke point from the perspective of India, and should tensions rise between Beijing and New Delhi, the Malacca Strait can easily be blocked by India. India has recently taken some pertinent military and strategic actions. Conducting the naval Malabar series of exercises with US and Japan in the region, creating the INS Baz, which is India's southernmost base in the Andaman and Nicobar Island chain, just 80 nautical miles from the Malacca Strait. The base will allow modern fighters to operate and reach Malacca Strait in a jiffy. These actions are giving an active control of the region and will send a powerful signal to China. India also signed a pact with Indonesia to invest in the strategically important Sabang port. This gives access to Indian Navy to dock its ships near the Sabang Islands, which sits right on the exit of Malacca Strait, giving more strength to the Indian Navy capabilities. China has made comprehensive backup plans in case they lose control over the Strait of Malacca. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The Gwadar-Xinjiang pipeline is part of the Belt and Road Initiative designed by the Chinese government after investing in a series of transportation and energy infrastructure projects in Pakistan. This economic corridor would provide China access to Pakistan's Gwadar port in the Arabian Sea. Nicknamed the crown jewel of China's string of pearls, a network of Chinese naval facilities in the Indian Ocean. The most important advantage of the Gwadar-Xinjiang pipeline is that it enables China to bypass the Malacca Strait altogether. Middle Eastern shipping tankers could simply dock in Gwadar, where the oil would be extracted and further transported to China through a series of pipelines. This is a very expensive and ambitious project which might take a lot of time to complete, probably by 2030. Passing through Sunda and Lombok Strait to avoid any possible blockade. This gives access to open water and bypass the Malacca Strait altogether. But both of these straits are not fully developed yet and will cost 4 times more per barrel of oil. Ships crossing to open water will have to face high current waves and other navigation problems as there is no nearby port to help in case of emergency. Thai Canal Strategy, making a canal like Suez Canal to circumvent the Malacca Strait. However, this could not materialize due to size and ship weight limitations for canals, which again makes it a choke point if not secured properly. China-Myanmar Economic Corridor, making a road and sea link through Myanmar into the Bay of Bengal, again trying to bypass the Malacca Strait. As of now, it's fair to say that China seems to have multiple backup plans in case they lose control over the strait. But what is to be noted is that these plans require a lot of investment of both time and money, which will inevitably affect the Chinese economy. Since the Great Sino-Indian War of 1962, India has learned that China's approach has always been equivocal and, most importantly, untrustworthy. So the time has come for the major powers to come together and hold China accountable for its atrocities and crimes against humanity.